There we go. We got it. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to today's meditation as we are weaving our way through the Metatron code. We've been in having come through each of the different layers and beautiful yesterday, really holding the veil open and coming back to the origin point, right? With the veil open, there's Oh, as humans, we really are fragmented, right? And from that fragmentation comes a perspective of measurement and dimensionality. And that measurement we measure through relationship and time and space and also language, right? We place language and distinction and differentiation on all things in order to create and to fragment and to break light down into particles and to understand, to create and to discern. When in the space of frequency, we're trying to come back to one, we're trying to come from the separate back to the whole. And so in the Metatronic space, as we know, our theme coming through the Metatron transmission into the Metaraya transmission. And now we've been in this window for the last 2 weeks of dimensional coherence, or dimensional coherence the week before. And then yesterday coming into the veil, right, with this huge, beautiful opening of being in our identity with the golden flame open, the veil open, not doing a light link where we're journeying to it, but just truly being where the curtains open and we are. There is no veil, there is no separate, right? And the construct I want to bring us into in this golden flame is that not only are we intuitive, is intuition our language and all of our senses and everything else that comes along with that, but there is a language here, a universal language. Many have referred to it prior to the fall of Babylon, right, where the languages were split off, where we were sent to the corners, humanity was sent to the corners of the world with the 72 different languages. There was one universal language, and many will refer to that as the Adamic or the Adamic language. I like to think of it as a language based in frequency, where it was one of unity, where it was we could think of it as a telepathic language. But when we really start to explore what that is and feel what that is, it's the language that we're practicing here within this space, within the Metatron code, within the colors of the code, within riding the rails of the golden flame and the pure flame and the ruby flame and the azure flame and the midnight flame and the violet flame, and ultimately the unified flame of the gem flame, the emerald flame, right? It's within these colors and these constructs that we're able to send images and signals, right? These flames create the rails like a Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, like a fiber optic cable, right? And the stronger those fiber optics are in our mind, ingrained in our mind, and the stronger they are with the person or place that we're connecting to, the easier the signal is. Like a Wi-Fi signal, the stronger the bandwidth, the easier it is for those signals to travel across. And so that, in my estimation and in what comes through for me, that is the ultimate dimensional coherence, right? If we're able to receive these signals at any point in time as we're going about our daily life and our daily business, and we're able to just be doing it, and then we receive the signal without second guessing our intuition, right? And kind of like, I kind of am feeling this, but not like doubting it, but just suddenly the picture is there because we've received the Wi-Fi signal, if you will, through the light language or the meta language, right? And it comes in and the brain receives it and listens to it as strongly as it does to the person who's speaking a signal through our voice or through the phone or wherever else, right? That is equally as powerful. And what's brilliant about the meta language is that it's coming in off of blueprint frequency. Meta is when we're working off of Metatronic frequency, we're working off of, there is no timeline involved. There is no distance to be measured. It's instant. There is no other frame of reference. There is no separateness. There is no space or time involved. We can be having this correlation and correspondence in other galaxies, in other dimensions. We can be equally, it's a hard, we can be at the center of creation and receiving this correspondence or this impulse of energy equally as powerfully as we can from someone who is sitting in the room with us receiving this signal, right? And so again, dimensional coherence coming into form in the moment. And so it's a lot to wrap our heads around. What I want to do is just, again, drop into my stronger space of brilliance, which is just guiding us into the experience of it so that the brain has a better construct for this. So what I want to have you do is close your eyes. Nice deep inhale in, exhale out. And we're just going to play with this meta language for a moment. We're going to start our journey where we left off yesterday, and that is pulling in our light link. But again, today, and we're working in with an energetic where we're in a seat of creation. Astrologically, there are many, many new timelines we are holding when you come into this particular space, tuning into my voice, this frequency. Timelines aren't existing here. The moment you tune into something in the room around you or wherever else, you're engaging in external timelines. So not saying they don't exist, but in this space, we're timeline free. So the sun, as we even imagine stepping outside the front door, actually engages us in a specific timeline, and we're going into a space of creation. And so I want to have you just imagine opening the curtain, the timeline, the veil is released, and that golden path is immediately in front of you. We're in the space of creation where you are the creator. That creation frequency unfolds immediately before you. And it may be that you just feel the sun instantly opening within your chest, within your heart. It may be that you feel a spark of brilliant, bright light as though a light bulb or the sun has suddenly turned on inside of your mind's eye. And then I want to have you ignite this to your full potential, your blueprint, your full capacity. And it may take you a moment to regulate this, but just trusting your strength, trusting your birthright, claiming it, not just trusting, having faith, but also claiming it. So trusting your capacity to turn the volume up, if you will, to turn the frequency up, to create a mini vortex or a grand, brilliant, great vortex all around you, for there to be a swirl, for the energy to really intensify. And the image for your mind that you're going to sense and feel is just that the sun is becoming brighter and brighter inside of your mind, just brighter and brighter. Just turn the intensity and the heat up. Let it show you. The command for your mind is reveal. Show you the intensity of who you are. Reveal. Reveal. And so our mind works off of commands, words have power. I mentioned Babylon and language like reveal. Your mind responds to that. What are we asking the mind to reveal? I'm giving you the sun and the intensity of the sun in a command reveal. Your conscious mind does not need to know what to do with that, but those two words juxtaposed together, allowing your superconscious, your Metatronic mind to unfold, it knows. So just breathe and observe and allow the observation and the energy to intensify. And now shift your attention to your heart and allow the same thing to happen. Allow the flame within your heart to build as though the sun has been ignited in your heart. There is a fire there. We know there is because you digest food. There is fire in your heart and in that space within that energy field. So turn it up. Let it become the sun. Reveal its intensity. You don't have to know how. That's the beauty of this. Meta your field. This is the meta language. Use it, utilize it. You don't have to know the layers. Leave that to me, leave that to your superconscious. We get to start to fill in these blanks. Meta language. There's a magic. I say that in quotes in between because it's not really magic. We call it magic when we don't actually know the powers that are working, but they are very detailed, very intricate and exquisite. We could say technical, finely woven threads, well thought out, curated. As I say these words, you may start to see vines of rainbows of different things weaving their way into your heart, showing and revealing themselves to you inside of your energy field. I want to have you come to your spine now. Notice how we're working meta language in your fields, creating, allowing for dimensional coherence. We aren't just in this moment working physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Spiritual is a very loaded word. It's like saying human. What does human mean? It is such a meta word. It's like saying fruit for apples and apes, apples and grapes and oranges. You could ask someone if they want fruit. Are you being specific? Absolutely not. You could get a persimmon. And if you've never had a persimmon, your taste buds have to move to their imagination versus a watermelon that conjures all kinds of delicious sweetness if you've had it. Your body, your senses know what to do with that, right? So you can see how we're just in absence with the details of some of these finer layers within what we and our bodies are truly capable of when we say physical, mental, even within the layers of physical, mental, and emotional. And then I say spiritual, it's too blanket of a word. When I say meta and tron, we're harmonizing. The meta is harmonizing the different fields of energy within your body. We're really truly creating dimensional coherence between all of these different layers, within all of these different energy systems. And yes, there are many, 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 many different dimensions that these frequencies are drawing and pulling from. And even these different fruits that I mentioned, calling from different parts of the world in this lifetime. But if you haven't had a persimmon in this lifetime, your body maybe went to a past lifetime and you're drawing on an ancient persimmon, or maybe a future persimmon, who knows, or a future memory in this lifetime. That's totally possible too. Do you see how just off of calling on a fruit and a meta, we've created dimensional coherence? And how you're capable of doing that. You have an incredible, incredible, incredible avatar machine to harness the light within your system. This meta language that you are capable of speaking is phenomenal. So let's come back to center again. I've just given you a little bit of a tour. We're going to do it again. The objective is always dimensional coherence. Where we can weave this web out to is anybody's best guesstimation. The key is knowing where to go and how to fill in the map. Always coming back to and rooting off of your blueprint. This is critical. Your blueprint is everything, because as we go out and start to navigate into the matrix, into what is coming in the future, never mind AI and what you're already up against in social media, as we start to navigate already in our worlds, but really going to get louder and louder, genetic, everything altering and modification, all the ways it's being done through our food and the processed foods that we're up against, you name it, right? Your blueprint, your blueprint is everything. How do you bring it to life? How do you know it? How do you honor it? It's right here that we draw it up and through the density of you, through your bones, through your cells, through your story, through your ancestry, through your lineage. We bring it to life through all of the density, through all of the dimensions, through all of the altercations. Yes, that's possible too. Because this isn't the first time of being mapped in history that humanity has had our DNA played with and altered and mapped around. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Yet your soul's essence is what does remain intact and eternal. And it's up to each of us to keep bringing it back to center, to keep bringing all of the fragmented pieces home, to keep holding our diamond ray at the forefront, to keep seeking it, Keep looking for the ways in which we measure ourselves over space and time. And so I will give you the command again. Look for the sun in the center of your mind. Turn it on. Turn up the intensity. We call this going from a light link with the sun to a star link, your blueprint. Then do the same thing in your heart. Light link to a star link, turning the flame in your heart on. Now go ahead and do the same thing in the earth because it's reflected in the earth. We also call this the crystal quartz. Imagining the sun, the earth, yes, she has the sun at the center of her heart. You may begin to hear her heartbeat like the rhythm of the sound of the waves. Light link, imagining the sun, her magma, lava, her core. Now turn the intensity up. That diamond ray at the center. Now feel yourself. 1, 2, and 3. You've got it. We could keep going because there are versions of you out there. 4, 5, 6, all the way. Well, we get infinitely. You probably can see like a spine up to 12. We typically track to about 12 dimensions of diamonds in your energetic field. Well done. You're mapped in. Beautiful. And now call in your blueprint. Feel it. Feel it within your cells. Feel each little strand of DNA. Feel your spine rising as you feel this light pulsing in your veins, in your heart. Your blueprint. Feel what is no longer needed within the timelines and the stories. You've come through the yuga of the last 26,000 years, and you've come through the other fragmentations. You've learned, we've learned the stories and the timelines, and you've evolved through the other stories and the other timelines prior to those yuga, this past round of density. It is brilliant. It is beautiful. It was full of hardship and pain. It's all of it. It is not about eliminating that, because in that was the fires that forged our ability to actually reflect and see this diamond within us for what it is, an ability to claim it for ourselves and to consciously choose to merge back with the one, to create this dimensional coherence, to name it by your name or any name you choose, to regenerate it in this lifetime or another, or through others, or through the ecosystems and the worlds that you choose to build, through your voice or through your words. This timeline that is you choose when we are complete to open your eyes into, you will begin to create. Make no mistake, you will impact the timelines you touch. For while for others, those timelines may be set, when we walk this earth, this third dimensional plane in our blueprints, we alter space and time. when we walk in our blueprints in this pure flame, we alter space and time. Why? Because our blueprint is the source of creation. The universe from the blueprint bends around us because it is not requiring a mirror for reflection. The moment you step into the matrix and seek a mirror for reflection, then the dance begins. But from right here, no mirror for measurement is required. You simply are. You are the center point of gravity. You are the creation. You are the creator. You are the meta frequency around which all things will revolve. And so our meta language, let yourself land in that center point of gravity of this world. Let yourself feel what it is you desire. And let yourself hold that desire in your heart and juxtapose a word with it. Begin to think about it. And then put another word against the outer edge of your field of energy, like the word reveal or understand. Make it a word that will help bring something to the surface. Insight, the path, what's next, or next. Keep it simple. Live your life day by day. A friend today shared the insight as we were reflecting on our own personal journeys that the world is going by so incredibly fast that sometimes it almost seems like if we didn't have some of the things in our lives that are creating interruption and significant levels of incredible frustration for us that are causing us to alter our lives and choices, and would have at other times created great stress and potentially heartache and duress. But at this point, it's like, okay, just take each day one day at a time. That's the status of my life at the moment. And if I weren't being, I'll use the word forced, but it doesn't feel like I'm being forced. If I weren't in this situation where I'm literally taking every day one step at a time, I would be missing so many things because it's going so fast out there. Would be missing so many of these precious details and opportunities like this moment. Share with you how to transfer and correspond meta language through the body to create dimensional coherence, how to send signals using your meta language. So I know I haven't given you a written list of steps 1, 2, and 3. Today's been more so experiential. And that will come in the due course of time as this programming continues to evolve. So stay tuned. With that, enjoy your day and namaste. So much love. We'll see you all.